Is there anything more iconically British than Wallace and Gromit and their memorable theme? I grew up on Aardman Animation's flagship duo. What I find appealing is they're just a couple of regular Joes from up north, building cool contraptions and vehicles because they're basically engineering Christ. They went to the bloody moon for a bank holiday, without spacesuits, which supports the Christ thing. They became increasingly popular with a few feature-length films, leading to a theatrical release. So as always, popular thing means video games. There is a Curse of the Were-Rabbit tie-in, but today we're going to look at the one that intrigued me the most, Wallace and Gromit in Project Zoo. I like it when something is new is done with an existing property. Well, there was that decent Wallace Gromit adventure game from Telltale Games that you can't buy anymore due to a licensing disagreement. But anyway, this one. So, what elaborate scheme are our boys dabbling in this time? Nothing for a change, just having breakfast. At some point they adopted a polar bear, Archie, and it's his birthday today, so that means a trip to West Wallaby Zoo. Upon arrival, it's closed under new management. A nice touch is Gromit being confused by the presence of the main menu. The dodgy goings-on becomes obvious when they spy Archie in one of the incoming vans who passes them an SOS.
The little lad's in trouble.
No prizes for guessing who's behind this.
Feathers McGraw.
Feathers McGraw, that creepy dead-eyed penguin git from the wrong trousers. But what does he want with zoo animals? Well, Wallace and Gromit must find out by infiltrating the zoo in the usual elaborate fashion. A huge Trojan penguin, appropriately wallpapered of course. Once inside, no animals to be seen. What's McGraw up to? Best follow him.
Crikey O'Reilly, Gromit. It's a jungle in here.
As this is a zoo, the game is divided into several animal enclosures. We follow McGraw into the elephant enclosure. He has them all working, except the young'uns.
Some brute stuck it in a cage.
They're in a zoo, Wallace, that's kind of already happened. So, can we switch between Wallace and Gromit at any time? Or does the game alternate depending on situation or stage? No, you play as Gromit. Only the Gromit. Gromit in Project Zoo. Oh, and Wallace is there too, I guess. Oh, and also, good widescreen. Wallace isn't useless though. The nuts and bolts are the usual platformer collectible, but they do serve a practical purpose. Broken devices will need fixing. With the appropriate number of them, Wallace can be summoned for repairing. There are contraptions and gadgets aplenty. I'm not sure if all of this was already in place, or if McGraw is responsible, but this is one elaborate zoo.
Keep going, Gromit.
The main goal for each enclosure is to free the three infant animals from their cages, and this requires Rube Goldberg levels of contraption manipulation, with Wallace and Gromit working as a team. Wallace's AI, thankfully, is not shit. As long as he can make it there, he will climb obstacles, operate buttons and levers, and not get stuck behind scenery and fall off stuff. Speaking of falling off stuff, Gromit's controls could have done with a little polish. Annoyingly, Project Zoo does not include the option to invert camera controls. Some people like the weird backwards airplane layout, but I do not. He also suffers from a problem I brought up in the past, refusing to jump when you're at the very edge of a platform. You're still touching it, jump you stupid clay knob. Fuck. Shit. Damn it. Okay, tangent. 3 things all video games should have. 1. Invertible camera. Whether you like up is up, down, or down is up, we should always be given the option to choose. 2. Pausable cutscenes. Okay, you're playing a game and a cutscene is going. There's a knock at the door. This is the first time you played the game, so you're not sure what pressing the appropriate button for pause will do. 3 things will occur. It will pause, it will skip the cutscene, or nothing at all. Do you dare risk it? Well, we shouldn't have to. All cutscenes should pause, then give you 2 options, resume and skip. 3. Checkpoints. Finally getting past an annoying part feels good. Then you die afterwards anyway. Then, when the game reloads, it's at a point before the annoying part. Fuck you. Regular checkpoints are more beneficial for your sanity than anything else. Anyway, back to Baldy and Clay Dog. Each area has 10 tools hiding around. Wallace will need a certain amount to fix machines, including making a variety of weapons for Gromit. A banana gun, a porridge gun for gunking up mechanisms, and a turnip launcher for dishing out vegiants. Sorry. And they all use a red aiming reticle. which is so useful for a colourblind player like me. Come to think of it, Gromit's a dog. He's also colourblind. He's your friend, Wallace, how could you overlook that? The open environments, large boss areas, and big caverns begs the question, how is all of this under a regular zoo? Did McGraw dig it all out and build all of this? Or does West Wallaby Zoo have a Disney World-esque secret underground? Either way, the different stages have interesting layouts, with plenty of puzzles and cool machinery to play around with. Except the polar bear level. That was frustrating. Piss on that and throw a yellow snowball at it. Wallace and Gromit's relationship, in this game at least, reminds me of Inspector Gadget and Brain. Gadget has the technology end of things, but it's Brain who does most of the work. Then I noticed that Brain and Gromit have a similar look. Quite a few cartoon dogs have that general head shape, with a round, sometimes almost perfectly circular nose. When I was younger, I couldn't help but notice how very similar Gromit looked to Dog Tanyan. It's almost as if they're... Wait a minute. No. It can't be.
One for all and all for one. Master hands are always ready. One for all and all for one. Helping everybody. One for all and all for one.
We're through the looking glass here, people.
Sharing every angle fun. That's the way to be.
I think I've opened up a rift in space-time. You know that immortality theory about Keanu Reeves? Well, I'd like to add this. This was fun for the most part, with the level of creativity you'd expect from Wallace and Gromit. You'd think by now these two would own a million patents and be rolling in it, but we wouldn't want to change the normal down-to-earth chaps from Yorkshire that makes them so likeable. Despite a couple of minor niggles, I recommend this. And of course, I can't end this without mentioning the late great Peter Sallis, who was a good sport for voicing Wallace in most of the Wallace and Gromit games. It's sad we won't get any more Wallace and Gromit adventures. They could use a sounder like they did for the Telltale Adventure game, but that just wouldn't be the same. But that's okay. All good things must come to an end.